What's going on, man? I'm driving to work, man, but I'm not supposed to say that for obvious reasons. Check this out. Sometimes I'll be thinking that half the battle is showing up for work at all. You know what I mean? With most things that you do, showing up for work is probably the biggest deal. I was thinking about Kobe Bryant, man, and Kobe Bryant doesn't need any more press, right? Dude is a millionaire, but check this out. Dude shows up for work every single day. And it doesn't matter if he has a broken nose, which he has right now at the time of this video. He broke his nose in the All-Star game, or I should say, Dwayne Wade broke his nose for him. But no matter what the case, I've seen that dude, Kobe. Allen Iverson was the same way, all flaws aside. But Kobe Bryant, man, fingers that have been torn out of place, ligaments, shoulders. There's a litany of injuries, man, that he's suffered. The guy shows up for work every day, and not only shows up for work, but I feel like he has this mentality of, well, look, I've prepared my body for combat anyway. I've done rehabilitation. I've done the preseason workouts and all of the things that you have to do to get ready for the train wreck that is NBA basketball. So I figure he says, when I get injured, if I have a high threshold for pain, and if I don't, I can muddle through it, and I'll figure it out. And he shows up, and it's like he just says, I'll show up and see what happens. How much of your day is like that? How many times have you given up because of the fear that if you show up, you'll fail? Look, there comes a point where you have to decide, I'm going to show up and see what happens. I'm going to trust the training. I'm going to trust that I'm conditioned well enough to actually compete through all of this adversity. And odds against you, you're going to perform to the level you're most capable of performing at. And as I watch Kobe Bryant, man, as he finishes up his career, that's kind of what I see on a night in and night out basis. I don't think he's the best player in the NBA anymore, physically, pound for pound and shot for shot. But I think he's in the conversation because he shows up for work every day. How many people do you know who never miss a day of school, never miss a day of work? I remember being in elementary school, and they used to give out pencils to people for perfect attendance, and I would be almost there, and then I'd miss one day of school or something. I was the type of guy that probably missed one day of school a year, and it was just enough to disqualify me from that perfect attendance award I wanted so badly. But I'm going to tell you something, man. I showed up the next day, and I showed up the next day, and I showed up the next day, and I may not have always been the best at what I did, but I showed up the day that something was due, and I showed up the day that I had a challenge in front of me. And there comes a time in your life where you kind of look at those episodes and you start to feel like, you know what, that's more important than people give it credit for. And so as I'm watching guys like Jeremy Lin, and Kobe Bryant, some of the all-stars, some of the guys who are not all-stars, but guys who are getting it done, guys who get the lion's share of attention, the first thing I look for is that Iron Man quality. I look to see that in my players, too, that I coach. I look to see, do I have guys who are going to make excuses, or do I have guys who are going to get it done? I talked to this guy the other night, and last night, as a matter of fact, I was playing some ball, and he said he plays for a university. I went to see that university play a few weeks ago. He wasn't on the bench. I said, man, I went to see your school play. Where were you at? He said, I missed 4 games, man. I had this injury. And I was like, injury? I'm thinking, that's fine if you had an injury, but you didn't show up. You didn't sit on the bench, man. You didn't sit behind the bench. You were nowhere in the gymnasium, bro. And I was there, and I was just a fan. Look, half the battle was showing up. You know what? Let me scratch that. Maybe 80% of the battle was showing up. Show up today. That's all I'm saying. Be like Kobe Bryant. Be like a Jeremy Lin. Be like a guy who shows up and gets it done, injured or not. And if you're too injured to perform, you know what? Odds are there's probably somebody who can help you out, give you a sub for today, and then you can get back after it tomorrow. I'm out.